This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Irving. The camera is going to be much better now because Irving is doing it. I mentioned during the Shabbos Shuvah Drasha that it is not wise to come to Viduy al Chait and to look at it the first time when we're saying it on Yom Kippur, and then you're figuring it out. Al Chait shechatanu lefanecha yetzer hara al Chait. You're figuring it out. Oh, okay. What do you mean? Oh, okay. It's supposed to do Viduy with a feeling of contrition, with a feeling of a commitment. And you can't do that if you're looking at it the first time on Yom Kippur. You need to reflect upon it, some regret, some contrition from before Yom Kippur. So I thought that would be a good use of our time now to go through some of the al-chaitz so that we should be able to talk about it and think about it. First of all, like I said, when you clap in your heart, you don't clap on al-chait. You clap on shechatanu, because that's what we're regretting, that the heart sinned. So don't make the mistake of clapping al-chait. So al-chait shechatanu. You clap when you say the word that we sinned. It's also important to note that we craft viduy. Viduy is crafted in the plural. Now this is very important for a few reasons. First of all, hopefully, some of these sins we're not guilty of. Come to al-chet shechatanu lefanecha beveidas znus. Right, in a gathering of immorality. We hope in the year Tov Shinai Tes that we were never in a gathering of immorality. So how do we say it? Because we're saying it for Jews that were in gatherings of immorality. There are Jews that go to bars with his immorality. There are Jews that go on the internet to sites that are clearly v'idas nus. We craft our viduy in a lashon rabbim because if we have in mind for other people, then it makes it much more listened to by Hashem. Pado b'shalom nafshi ki barabim hayu imadi. Many were with me. But I had another thought why we crafted b'lashon rabbim. Nowhere in our saying of Viduy all the time, starting from Mincha on Tuesday, nowhere do we say we won't do it again. If you look after saying all the al-chaitz, we say, Hari ani lefanecha kechli mole vusho chlima. I'm full of shame and disgrace. Yiratzim lefanecha Hashem elekai velokei avisei shaloi echatoi. May it be your will, Hashem, that I shouldn't sin again. We don't say we won't do it. Hashem, it should be your will that I won't do it. And what I sin, mechaik berachamecha. Rabbim, erase with your grace. Mercy, avaloy al yadeis. Yisurim, but not through suffering. V'chaloim roim, and bad sickness. Now, if let's say your child comes over to you and says, I'm very sorry. I know I was noisy right outside your room Shabbos afternoon. I woke you up. I'm very sorry I did that. I woke you and mommy up. I'm very sorry. Your first question is, will you do it again? You're going to make sure not to do it again? So we would think that our viduy should say, and Hashem, I won't do it again. Okay, so the truth of the matter is we know we can't say that. Because we say, Al-Chet shechatanu lefanecha b'viduy peh. One of the Al-Chaitz is while I'm saying viduy, I'm not paying attention. Imagine if you said that, and you say, I won't do it again, and the next viduy you do it again. Makes a whole joke out of the whole thing. We know that we can't promise. we bank on the mabit, that even tshuva b'miktas, even a partial tshuva is also worth something. And Hashem takes in even the spirit of regret for the moment, b'asher usham. And then I thought to myself, we protect ourselves. The Hashem can't say, why didn't you tell me I won't do it again? Because I said I wasn't only talking about myself. I was talking about everybody. I said it in the plural. I can't say we won't do it again. How can I say we won't do it again? I can't say we won't speak nivel peh because I can't say about other people. So by crafting it in a lashon rabim, I protect myself that's why I didn't say and I won't do it again. I could say, he wrote on Hashem, please help it that nobody should do it again. That I could do. So now let's look a little bit at some of the al-chaitz, so that it won't be a surprise, we could reflect upon it. The very first one, al-chait shechatanu lefanecha ba'ones u'beratzon. For the sin that I did ba'ones, ones is an accident. It's not a shkaga, it's an accident. So, right away, Rabbi wants to know, why do I have to confess for accidents? Why do I have to confess? It's a big question. So one of the answers is did you regret about the accident? Yeah, it was an accident. You slept and you missed Zman Kriyashma. But did you feel regret? Or did you say, oh, that was a good sleep. Listen, I missed Zman Kriyashma, I was an einus. Did you regret? Now, Leis has been mumbling under his breath that in my Rebbe, I had a Rebbe, very chashuv Rebbe, Rav Green, Zichron Levracha, Schusa Yagan Aleinu. He used to say that eating cholent on Shabbos afternoon, a bunch of plates, is tchilasai b'pshia v'soifa b'ainas. He says, yeah, he missed Seder Shabbos afternoon. Sure, he ate so much cholent he slept till Mariv. He missed everything. He's an einus. But he shouldn't have ate 6 plates of cholent. Right? He put himself, so also, like Reb Leizer says, if you bring yourself to an einus, you have to clap al-chait. Al-chait shechatanu lefanecha bevli das. Bevli das. So, it says 2 al-chaits. There's one biyodim uvelo yodim, and then there's al-chait shechatanu lefanecha bevli das. Now, there are things that we don't realize. I don't realize that I hurt his feelings. I don't realize it. I don't have das. But you have to realize it. You have to say, oh, this person doesn't have so much money. And here you are, you're carrying on about your vacations and you're this and you're that. You should have realized. You're right, it's bevli das. I didn't realize. Sometimes we don't put ourselves in another person's shoes. The child that interrupts the classroom. The Rebbe loses his whole train of thought. And he interrupts, it causes other children to misbehave. It disrupts the whole classroom, but the child doesn't realize what he's doing. Doesn't realize what he's doing. There's a person at Daf Yomi. He asks questions, and the Rebbe can't finish the shir, and he's under tremendous pressure. So this person that's asking the questions is doing a avla gedola. He's putting pressure, he's hurting the entire shir that wants to finish the blat, but he doesn't realize it. He just wants to ask the question. It's bivli das. It's without das. You have to have das. So you say, al chait shechatanu lefanecha bivli das. Now I told you many times that one of the things that's missing, two things that are blatantly missing in the Al-Chait is the Al-Chait about Torah. There's no Al-Chait about Torah. And there's no Al-Chait about treating a wife shabbily or a husband shabbily. It's not there. It says, B'zil Zahoyrim Moirim. So it does say, Al-Chait shechatanu lefanecha b'honas reya. So who's the reya? It doesn't say b'honas reyim. It says b'honas reya. Who is the reya? The reya of a person is one's spouse. So that's what we have to have in mind when we say al sheikh eichatan l'fanecha b'honas reya, and when we say al sheikh eichatan l'fanecha b'vli das, here's a person. The challah was made, and it wasn't baked properly. So some of the dough was doughy. So you take a knife and you cut out the stuff that wasn't baked. That's a problem. It's a problem of borah. So if you know you have to cut some of the good together with the bad. Yeah, or you cut away the good stuff. So you're taking the eichel m'teich p'seilus, not the p'seilus m'teich eichel. But you have to know the halachas. Person doesn't know the halacha, so it's al chet shechatanu lefanecha b'vli das. It says al chet shechatanu lefanecha b'harher halev. Thoughts of the heart. Now you have to know that for some people this could refer to sinful thoughts. People that watch movies, people that look at Goyish magazines, they see women that are indecent, and they could have sinful thoughts. So that's, of course, something. That's something that we have to say Viduy for. But it's not only talking about thoughts of women. It's also talking about the Torah practices mind control. It includes that you shouldn't covet. You see somebody walking with a nice watch, you shouldn't say, I want that watch. That's lisachmoid. Lisasava. You don't want somebody's watch, you don't want somebody's wife, you don't want somebody's car. That's al chet shechatanu lefanecha b'har alei. But then there's another thing. You walk around and you think that I don't like this person. It says lisisna esachicha bilvavecha. That's also harar halev. That's also thoughts of the heart. That's that. By the way, if a person has thoughts of grudge or enmity, then you're not really allowed to say in Shema, Baruch Shem Kvoid Malchusay L'Olam V'ed, out loud together with the Olam. The only reason we could say Baruch Shem Kvoid is because we're like Malachim. You can't be like Malachim if you're nursing grudges and hatred. Can't do it. You shouldn't say it out loud. You have to be able to forgive in your heart everyone. Now, we do have a special al-chet shechatanu lefanecha b'sinas chinam. Senseless hatred. I think I heard this from Reb Leizer, a very good word, that sinas chinam incorporates a person that hates because of jealousy. Heard that from you, right? Yeah. Jealousy.
There's no excuse.
Jealousy is not an acceptable reason, but it's a reason why people hate people. They don't admit it, but they're jealous. A person that hates has to have an acceptable reason. And since most of the reasons to hate are not acceptable, so it's al chet shechatanu lefanecha b'sinas chinam. Now, al chet shechatanu lefanecha b'machal u'v'mishta, with eating and drinking. Eating and drinking, The Gemara says in Masechtas Brachas that there's a stira. It says La Hashem ha'oretz u'moloya, but on the other hand it says Shamayim Shamayim La Hashem ha'oretz nasan l'vnei Adam. So which one is it? Was the land given to Bnei Adam, or is it La Hashem ha'oretz u'moloya? It's Hashem's. So the Gemara says kan lifnei bracha, kan la'achar bracha. Before the bracha, it's Hashem's. After the bracha, it's ours. So if a person forgets to make a bracha, it's stealing from Hashem. It's Genev. That's a chait. It's kosher, but it's stealing. Now, also you have to know that there are a lot of products today that you cannot eat unless you're sure that the hashgacha is good. And the fact that everybody eats it or it's in a kosher store means nothing. You have to make sure that you can eat it. That's important. Also, you want to try not to eat bugs. It's expensive not to eat bugs. The products that are grown hydroponically are much more expensive. Bodeg is much more expensive. Checked vegetables are much more expensive. But eating bugs is terrible, terrible. It could be many, not one aveira. It makes eating chazer look tame. It makes it look tame. Al chait shechatanu lefanecha bechilul Hashem. Oh wow, ready time for Mara. So these al chaits take time to look through. Al chait shechatanu lefanecha bechilul Hashem means that we don't park in a handicapped spot because that creates such a chilul Hashem. We try not to double park. Huh? Don't block roads. The same way, you're traveling in a neighborhood, don't honk the horn after 10 o'clock in the night. Wake up half the neighborhood. People curse. Again, I'll say this, although we didn't have really a chance to do much. It's important to look at these al-chaits before Yom Kippur. So that when we say it, we should say before Mincha on Yom Kippur. So that when we say it, we should say it with contrition. A person doesn't call parents enough. A person doesn't stand up for a Talmid Chacham. Have respect for a Talmid Chacham. In the merit of our tshuva, may Hashem give us all Gemar Chasima Tova U'Mesuka.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.